His son's bag had come back. Lee Seong-ho stood in the entrance and looked down at the old bag on the floor in front of the door. He could not move. It was his son Lee Jae-hyun's bag. The same bag his son had been carrying the day he disappeared. Dark navy blue. The left shoulder strap was worn thin. No question about it. 3 months had passed since Jae-hyun vanished. Outside it was dark. Early March night. The wind was strong. The alley was empty. He picked up the bag. It was light. Something was inside but not much. He carried it in. His wife Park Jung-sun was in the kitchen. She saw him come in holding the bag and went still. She recognized it immediately. The two of them looked at each other without speaking. He said it was at the front door. Her eyes went red. He set the bag on the table. The zipper was half open. He pulled it the rest of the way. He took out what was inside. 2 sets of clothing, an old towel, and an envelope. On the front of the envelope, handwriting. To father. His hands locked in place. Lee Seong-ho was 62. His son Lee Jae-hyun was 28. Jae-hyun had worked at a construction site near the Amak River. 3 months ago on his way home from work he disappeared. They had filed a report. They had asked everyone they knew. Nothing came of it. No one knew where he had gone. He picked up the envelope. Did not open it. He looked at his wife. Jung-sun gave a small nod. He opened the envelope slowly. A letter. His son's handwriting. He knew it well. Large final consonants, thick strokes. Father, I am all right. Please do not worry. As I write this letter I am in a safe place. I cannot tell you where. I am afraid you would come looking for me if I did. My disappearance was not my own choice. Something happened at the construction site. I cannot write what it was yet. But I had no choice but to leave. If I had not, something worse would have happened. I am worried about mother's health. Please make sure she takes her medicine. Her knees are bad, so please. Tell her to stay indoors as much as possible in winter. I will come back when I am able to. I do not know when that will be. But I will come back without fail. At the end of the letter there was one more line. Behind the envelope inside the bag there is one more small thing. He looked inside the bag again. Behind where the envelope had been, there was another folded piece of paper. He took it out. He unfolded it. Numbers and a name were written on it. It did not look like a phone number. It was not an address. 6 digits. And one name. Kim Jae-bong. He did not know that name. Jung-sun was reading the letter beside him. When she finished she cried without sound. No noise at all. The tears simply came. He placed his hand on her shoulder. The two of them sat there together for a long time. The next morning he got up early. He took out the folded piece of paper. 6 digits. Kim Jae-bong. He could not understand what it meant. Why his son had put this inside the bag. He went around the village through the morning. He asked carefully whether anyone knew a person by the name of Kim Jae-bong. He asked 3 people. None of them knew the name. In the afternoon he walked toward the factory district. That was the direction of the construction site where Jae-hyun had worked. The site was still operating. Other workers were there. He stood in front of the site and lingered. He wanted to find someone who had worked alongside Jae-hyun. One worker came out during a break. He approached him. Do you know Lee Jae-hyun by any chance? The worker's expression tightened briefly before he answered. I know him. We worked together. He said I am Jae-hyun's father. The worker said, "Oh, is that so?" He said, "Do you know if anything happened at the construction site involving Jae-hyun?" The worker looked around once. Then in a low voice he said, "I cannot tell you here. This evening after 6 o'clock. Do you know the old restaurant near the train station? I will meet you there." He nodded. 6 o'clock that evening. He went to the old restaurant near the station. It was a small place. 4 tables. The worker was sitting at the corner table. He sat across from him. The worker said 2 days before Jae-hyun disappeared he told me something. He said, what did he say? The worker said he saw something strange in the lower level of the construction site. Cargo moving in and out at night. No paperwork, and the site manager was looking the other way. He said, "What kind of cargo was it?" The worker said, "I do not know the details." It seems Jae Hyeon saw it by accident, and a certain manager realized that Jae Hyeon had seen it. 2 days after that, Jae Hyeon was gone. He tried to steady his breathing. The worker said, "And there is one more thing. Have you heard the name Kim Jae-bong?" He went still. That name. The name written on the folded paper. The worker said, "That is the site manager's name." The person who was present when Jae Hyeon saw what he saw. On the walk home, he thought it through. His son had known. His son had placed that name inside the bag, knowing his father would look, or because he believed his father needed to know. But in the letter his son had written, "Please do not come looking for me." Would you have waited as your son asked, or gone after that name yourself? He came home. Jung's son had a meal set out and was waiting. He told her what the worker had said. She was quiet all the way through it. When he finished, she said, "Jae Hyeon said he was all right." He said he did. She said, "Then we have to believe him." He looked at his wife. Her eyes were still swollen, but her voice did not waver. He ate slowly. The letter his son had written sat on the table across the room. The bag was beside it. The night deepened. He could not sleep. He remembered Jae Hyeon as a child. He had always eaten in enormous amounts. Coming back from school, he would throw his bag at the entrance and run to the kitchen. "Mother, is there anything to eat?" He asked that every single day. And Jung's son laughed every single time as she lifted the lid off a pot. That bag was in the room now, without his son inside it. He got up before dawn. He read the letter again, line by line. He read the last sentence 3 times. "I will come back without fail." Light was beginning to come through the window. March 8th morning. Snow was falling lightly, small and quiet. His son's bag had come back, in place of his son. But the bag coming back meant his son was still directing something toward this side. The connection had not been fully cut. He stood at the window and looked out at the alley where the snow was falling. No footprints yet. The alley before anyone had come out, in the earliest part of the morning. Waiting was not the same as doing nothing. Sometimes waiting was the most solid choice a person could make. If this choice stayed with you, the next story begins here too.